Deep breaths now. You only have another 60 lengths to go. Today, we take a look at the breathing in front crawl. There is more of an art to the front crawl breathing motion than just lifting your head out of the water and taking a gasp of air. The main goal of the breath in front crawl is to take in enough oxygen so that you can supply your organs and muscles with the energy that they need to keep working, but by also keeping this efficient so that we create as little resistance as possible. The way to perform the breath to the side is quite simple in theory, but if you just wanted the theory, you wouldn't be watching this. So the way that advanced swimmers perform this motion is a slight turn of their head to the side. They will perform this turn when whichever arm that they are breathing on has reached the push part of their arm pull phase. This helps the body roll away from the direction of breathing so that your head barely has to move. This turn helps maintain that streamlined position in the water. The chin will stay tucked in close to the pulling arm's shoulder with the mouth slightly lower than the head. Swimmers will use the trough of the bow wave that they create whilst swimming to breathe into. The bow wave is created by anything that moves in the water. It is where the object or being is cutting through the water, thus causing the water to disperse around the body of the object or being. Where the water disperses to beyond the width of the person, a little trough is created which allows for swimmers to only have to turn their head slightly in order to get the breath needed. As the arm recovers over the water, the body will then roll back into that flat position in the water, thus causing the head to go back down into the water. Again, there will be a slight turn with your head to return it back into that starting streamline position. The arm will then continue to stretch out for the full reach. Hopefully, it should be pretty obvious when to exhale and inhale. When under the water, breathe out. And when turned to the side, breathe in. There are two different types of breathing though. These are trickle breathing and explosive breathing. Both of these serve for different occasions, so we'll discuss these on another occasion. Always ensure that you are breathing bilaterally, one side then the other. Do this on the count of 3 arms or any odd number. This is so that you get the flexibility and strength in both sides of your neck muscles, because one day you may need to breathe on your weaker side, and if you haven't practiced, you won't be able to do it. When starting out in front crawl, it is okay to roll just that little bit further in order to actually get a sufficient breath. You more than likely don't have the core stability to hold a lower position in the water, let alone actually get a breath without choking on half a gallon of water. These are a few of the faults to look out for when performing the front crawl breathing and or teaching the front crawl breathing. Over rotating. So as I said, it's fine to roll that little bit further so that you are on your side to breathe. However, over rotating is another matter. Over rotating will cause you to completely lose control of your stroke. This is because your arms will start to cross over your midsection, meaning that when you initiate the pull, you will start to snake, swim in an S shape. It will also mean that you will be more on your back than your front whilst breathing, which completely breaks your streamlined position. Under rotating. This will happen when you are trying to roll just your head to the side, as opposed to your body and shoulders. First of all, this is bad practice because it will cause immense strain on your neck muscles as you are trying to keep your shoulders still, but still trying to move your neck. Try it now and see how it feels on your neck. Hurts, doesn't it? Secondly, you probably won't even be able to get a breath. This is due to your neck not being able to turn far enough so that your face can actually come out of the water. This is presuming that you're a human and not an owl. Lift in your head. Think of your body like a seesaw. If one end lifts, the other will... Come on, you know this one. It will sink. So lifting your head will dramatically alter your body position in the water, thus in turn making your swim much harder than needed. Also, it can cause neck and back pains because you will be trying to lift your head up and your legs up, causing your back to bend like you're the new skate park attraction. Finally, it may mean that you can't actually get a breath in, as your mouth will be the lowest part in the water, so instead of just inhaling air, you may inhale water as well. Lifting your head may be caused by not rolling your shoulders under rotating. Due to you not being able to get your face out of the water, you will improvise by lifting your head instead. Drop in the front arm. When first learning to breathe, you will be reliant on your front arm to be high in the water so that you can lay your head on its shoulder. If your front arm starts to drop, then so will your head. So, to compensate this, you will try to lift your head up, which leads to the previous fault. Also, keeping your front arm high in the water will allow for extra balance when on your side. However, if the arm drops, then you may find yourself over-rotating. As you can see, all of these faults are connected in one way or the other and can be attributed to each other. So instead of correcting one specific thing, there are certain drills and practices that can be used for all of these faults. Kicking on your side. Executing this drill for beginners correctly enables you or them to gain balance whilst kicking on your side. With one hand, preferably holding a board when starting, extend your arm out in front of you. Place your ear on your shoulder and lift your chin up slightly. If you're teaching children, you can tell them to go to sleep on their arm. Just make sure they don't actually go to sleep. That probably won't look good on you. The side of your head here should be perpendicular to the floor, which should mean that your mouth will be high enough out of the water so that you can breathe. The other hand will be stretched out with the back of the hand on your leg. Once in this position, start to kick to the other end without altering the position whilst kicking. When comfortable on one side, swap to the other. If you or your pupil are finding it hard to get your mouth high enough, then on the side, practice getting the top of your head to touch your shoulder. This should encourage the chin to come higher in order for you to breathe. It will start to stretch out your neck and will hurt over prolonged periods on the side, so just be wary of this. Finally, if you or your pupil is under-rotating, place the back of the hand on the bottom instead. This will increase the roll in your shoulders, therefore consequently rolling you further onto your side. Just be careful here of over-rotation. Single arm with a breath. This drill will allow you to concentrate on when to roll to the side for your breath. Again, holding the board with one hand at the top, this time you are going to perform a single front crawl arm for a width or a length. Start with the pulling hand next to the board. Once here, start to pull backwards with the arm. As you get to the push-in phase of the pull, halfway through, start to turn your body to the side and end up where we were with the previous drill. Here, you can choose either to go straight into the recovery phase, or you can pause for 3 seconds to allow yourself to get enough air and then perform the recovery phase. If you are teaching, try to get your pupils to imagine that their hand and their head are connected. As their hand starts to move backwards, their head and body will start to move to the side. As soon as you start to lift your arm out of the water, you will need to get your head and body back into the streamlined position. Once your hand is entered and stretched out, you are then going to repeat the drill. Front crawl with a board. We will now start to progress onto the front crawl stroke and learn how to breathe on the count of 3. Here, you will be holding onto the bottom of a board with both hands, fingers on top, thumbs underneath. For the first and second arm pull, keep your head down in a streamlined position. For the third arm pull, you are going to breathe. After every arm pull, remember to hold onto the board again, otherwise there is no point having the board. The motion when you breathe will be exactly the same as when you were doing the single arm with a breath. Again, you can hold for 3 seconds on your side to begin with, but once you are used to that, move on to taking one breath, then getting the arm over and the body and head down straight away. Catch up. This is the final drill that we are going to discuss. It is pretty much exactly the same as holding onto the board, but this time you aren't. Instead, you are going to play a game of tag with your hands. One hand will stay extended out in front of you in a streamlined position, whilst the other performs the front crawl arm motion. Once the moving hand touches the stationary one, they will swap roles. Again, you are going to breathe every 3 arms. This is to incorporate the bilateral breathing. If you would like to challenge yourself, then you can breathe every 5 to 7 arms. And breathe. You're probably sick of hearing that word by now, but unfortunately breathing in all strokes is a fundamental skill that you will have to practice intensely in order to be efficient whilst swimming. So that does it for front crawl for a while. We will next look onto backstroke so that you don't have to worry too much about the breathing. Thank you for watching. If you want to keep up with our latest videos, then click on the logo to subscribe. To watch the previous video, just click the video that's playing in the background now. Also, we have a Twitter and a Facebook page, so if you're into social media, then give those a little like and a follow. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.